Good morning or afternoon. This is Steve Blyskell from Truscon Minerals. I'm sorry for the slight technical problems we're having here. And I'm a longtime HGMS member, have been for the last 40 plus years. And some of you will have seen me at the Clear Lake show, the swap area at the HGMS show, and also at the trade shows that HGMS was putting on for the last few years and other pop-up shows. So I've been a regular at shows in the Houston area for the last 5 years. And now I am online on Facebook and Instagram. Please check out my tile for links and to see that. But now I'd like to show you a selection of minerals, give you an idea of what I have available for you to purchase. I'm just going to do a quick scan of some of the things that I have. I wish this thing would enlarge, and I wish I knew how to do that because it's not doing it. Folks, my screen is real small and I can't get it to get large. So I'm going to have some problems here, but I'm just giving you a quick overview of some of the specimens that I've put out, and then we will talk about specific specimens. And one of the things that I do is try to carry specimens in reasonable price ranges. My $2 and $5 boxes at the shows are big hits. And these, of course, are more expensive specimens than that. And I try to look at things that are thumbnail in size to large cabinet display type pieces and everything in between. So I carry a selection of materials that go in all size ranges between thumbnail and large cabinet. I even take some consignment items like this large Arkansas quartz. And I have some decorative items like this tufa specimen from Nevada. So this is a similar display to what you would see at a show, were you to find me there at one of the local shows when we go back to have them. One of the other things I've done is to put together a collection of Texas minerals for people that are just starting out or interested in that. In this bag, there are 10 specimens of Texas minerals, including halite, sulfur, gypsum, pyrite, celestine, sulfur, chalcedony, calcite, all individually bagged and labeled for $18. And I have those as a grouping for people who are interested in getting their kids interested. What can you find in Texas? Well, this is some of the things that you can find or could find in Texas. Okay, let's talk about a few individual specimens. I don't know how many of you see this. This is, or know what this is. It's sulfur. Not from the Texas coast, not from Italy, but from the Ukraine, from Crimea, which is now controlled by Russia. But here it's $50 for a small cabinet specimen. If you like color, I have things like this Cobaltian Calcite, which comes from Morocco. It's a nice specimen, a very colorful calcite that has cobalt in it to give it the colors for $75. For those who like really weird things, this is a floater of pyrite, not from Peru. And look at those faces on the corner there. There's diploid and other weird faces. This is not from Peru, but from King County, Washington, in the good old United States. $18 for that. To go to the other side of the pond, this is some of the new fluorite of purple and green hues that's come out of County Galway in Ireland. This piece is $300. This is a rather large piece for that location, and it's got the green and blue color together, which is the rarest form. To get even rarer, this specimen here is an epidote from what we thought was an extinct locality in Iran. Yes, this was smuggled out of Iran by way of Canada, came here to the States, and I was able to pick it up. It's a very interesting specimen. It even has crystals on the back of it. I'm selling that for $120. I do carry some from well-known localities. This is a fluorite from the Elmwood Mine in Carthage County. If you've been on the feed, you've been seeing some of the other dealers have this too. I have this one for $75. It's a very nice color, shows up very well, and will sit well in display. To go to South America, here's a green fluorite from the well-known location in Rimvasmak. These have to be etched out of quartz using hydrofluoric acid. And they occur these octahedral crystals. So the quartz has been protecting the crystal. For those of you who like the metals, this is a copper specimen from the Keweenaw Peninsula. And you can see it's much lighter than you would expect for its size. It's all full of holes from pieces of basalt and matrix that are no longer there. And that's $125 for that specimen. One of the things I picked up in Tucson last year was this Malachite and Azurite specimen from Truscon Mine in Laos for $165. That's a big, large cabinet specimen with good size crystals of Azurite. And I also have slightly less expensive, larger pieces that feature a lot of Azurite on them. Here's a very large and very heavy Galena specimen from the Buick Mine in the Viburnum Trend. This is also large cabinet in size, and it's $350. You don't see too many coming out of the mines in lunch boxes this size. I occasionally get up to Arkansas, and this piece came out of the Twin Creeks Mine in Montgomery County. This is a large cabinet piece. You can see it's quite 10 inches long. I also provide stands for some of these larger pieces that you can purchase. You can see a selection here of stands. What else should we talk about? Here's an unusual specimen, calcite rhombs from Southern Illinois. This is from the Denton Mine. And one of the ways you can tell this is from the Southern Illinois Fluorite District is when you turn it over, you see that it's on massive yellow fluorite. Clear giveaway, clear giveaway. I've got this specimen for $55. Going down to Mexico, I'll show you a little Malachite specimen that comes from the Untitled Mine. This little guy is complete all the way around. There's even some crystals on the bottom of it. Fine little specimen for $40. It's a miniature. Here's another piece from Elmwood. This is a doubly terminated Elmwood. This came out of an old collection, so it was probably collected 20, 30 years ago. It's on a shard of dolomite matrix, and that's $50. You can see there's quite a wide variety. Any idea why I can't get the larger picture, Sigrid? No? Okay, we got to deal with it. Here is the nice amethyst, and this is from the Jackson's Crossroad deposit, a very famous amethyst deposit in northern Georgia that's been worked a number of years. And this came from one of the people who's currently working it. And this specimen is only $90 for a small cabinet size specimen. This is a small but pretty specimen of what they call the grape amethyst, grape agate, microcrystalline amethyst. There's all kinds of names coming from Sulawesi in Indonesia. This has been coming out since 2016 and coming out in increasing quantities. This one sits up, not only will it sit up, but on both sides. Let's go over here and try the light box and see how that works out. This is a large green fluorite from a cabinet-sized specimen, and it's from Henan, China. And it's got quartz on it. And this is $70 for a nice specimen, no damage, good color, just not very large crystals. Now, if you're into calcite, this is a very fine Pea Ridge Mine calcite with hematite and chalcopyrite from Pea Ridge Mine, which was a deep iron mine in Missouri. I worked in that area, almost got to go down in the mine. And this was obtained probably about 1,300 to 1,500 feet below ground. And one of the ways you can tell is on the bottom, there's a piece of hematite, iron ore. That was the main ore out of that. And that specimen is $80, and a fine addition for any calcite collector's collection. In the club, I'm known as the Prehnite Man. And here's a fine piece of Prehnite that is from Prospect Park in Passaic County. That's now an extinct locality. And it's even got crystals on the back, on part of it. Not a lot of shine, but a lot of color. Good size specimen. I'm selling that for $35. What else have I got here to show you? Lots of things, lots of things. How are we doing on the time? Am I good? This specimen of prehnite is an epimorph after glauberite, and it is from the Weldon Quarry in what's called the Fanwood Quarry in Somerset County, New Jersey. And that's right near where I grew up. And that's $20 for that prehnite specimen. The Diamond Hill Quartz Mine in South Carolina offers these coatings. This is a manganese coating. Yes, you could take this off with iron out, but then you just have a regular white specimen. This way it gives it character. That's $30. A larger piece, as you can see, has the brown coating, which many people find very interesting. And so the miners do not take that off. That piece is $65 and it's a large cabinet size specimen. I carry a selection of malachite from the Congo. This is the fibrous malachite. And that's all complete on both sides. And occasionally I'll have these butterfly twin gypsums. Now, a lot of people say selenite, but selenite's kind of a discredited name in mineral circles, so we have to call these all gypsum. You can call it butterfly selenite if you want. These come from Mexico. I have this one for $30. Here's one that you won't see available too much. Whoa, look at those reflections. Let's try it over here. Look at the length on this crystal. This is a large single stibnite crystal. That's an antimony sulfide. It's terminated on the end. This came out probably 30 years ago from the mine in China, which is no longer producing. That's $50 for that crystal. Here's a little more prehnite. This is from Mali. I have a selection of prehnite from everywhere, both in my collection and for sale, because that's one of my favorite minerals. And this one is $45. For those who like color, the Smithsonite from Choy in Sinaloa province and state in Mexico is always a big hit. This comes in many colors. This pink one is $45. I even have a small one, and you can see it's in blue. It also comes in greenish shades and brown. It's very very colorful stuff. Okay, back to the thumbnail. This is out of my collection. This is from the old Yuma mine, which is right near Tucson. And this was probably collected 50 years ago. $25 for this little perfect piece of wolfenite. And speaking of Arizona localities, I actually have a piece of red cloud wolfenite, a little thumbnail. It's also $25. This was collected by a friend of mine, probably in the late 1970s, early 1980s, when individuals could still go down in the shafts. Okay, any other oddballs? People like wavellite, pretty green. This is from the Doubly claims. Oh, I gotta remember to take my phone over here so you can see it. From the Doubly claims in Avon. This was dug up by a gentleman by the name of Stuart Schmidt in the 1990s. He brought it out, and that claim has since been given over to somebody who's digging and charging much higher prices. That's a $45 specimen for that. I also have some pieces from Malden Mountain. Here's an interesting piece. It's a calcite specimen. Let's take it over here to this light. Calcite specimen from Iowa. not from the Elmwood Mine, and you can see it's terminated all there, and it's got this inclusion of marcasite running through it. And yes, that's a cleavage there and on the back, but this part is a complete crystal. Very interesting for a calcite collector at $25. Now, everyone is familiar with the cubic Galena crystals that come from the Sweetwater Mine and Viburnum Trend. These are cubo-octahedral or octahedral crystals with cubes. They are what formed first in that deposit, and then the cubes formed over them. Start wrapping it up. And they're with dolomite. Okay, that's $75 for that specimen. So any of these, if you want interested in one, you can contact me. My contact information is all on my tile. And here I'll just give you a last view. And I understand my time is just about over. So I'll let the webmasters here sign me out when it's time.